my name is Atlantic Brugman. I am a member of the US sailing team and I'm campaigning for Tokyo in the 470. So today we're going to learn about marine debris and environmental sustainability. If you're a sailor joining us from home, follow along and complete the activity at the end. If you're a program director, see how you can apply some of our tips to your own program once we can all get back on the water. If you want to build some background knowledge on marine debris and how to do beach cleanup, you can watch this video from Columbia Sailing School in Chicago.
We are here today in Chicago on Lake Michigan at the Columbia Yacht Club and Sailing School. Katie Tinder, their sailing program manager, will be joining us to tell us more about the U.S. Sailing Reach curriculum and Module 6 on marine debris. Module 6 can be an excellent tool to enhance your community partnerships and sustainability at your organization. Katie, tell us about the history of STEM and sailing at Columbia Sailing School.
We've become more involved with the U.S. Sailing Reach curriculum, and we implement it on a daily basis in our practices with our students. So we're trying to create an environment where the students are taking ownership of their local community and their waterways. Module 6 has been great for our program because it teaches our students about their local ecosystem of Chicago and the urban environment, which has a big effect on our waterway of Lake Michigan. So what our students are learning is how their actions can have a positive impact on the environment that they're sailing in every day. So weather is a factor that we're seeing. So what are some of the things on here that would be affected by wind? We have two activities, one on shore where our students are picking up marine debris before it hits the water. The second one is our trasher hunt where the students are sailing and towing and jumping out of their boats to clean marine debris out of Lake Michigan.
Today we're cleaning up around the harbor, just all the garbage that accumulates from litterers or ends up in the lake, and we're picking it all up. The lesson to take away from this activity is just bringing more people my age, especially in high school, because I feel not many people in high school help out with cleaning as much, or they don't know how to. Picking up trash, avoiding one-time use plastics.
Lives for the Great Lakes is a nonprofit organization headquartered in Chicago with staff around the Great Lakes, and we're here because the Great Lakes are an incredible, globally unique clean water resource that we have right here in our backyard. And our job at the Alliance every day is to make sure that that resource stays clean and that people have the opportunity to use it and benefit from it all across the Great Lakes region. Here in Chicago, we've been working with the Columbia Yacht Club for more than a decade, and they've been great partners in helping us think through how the sailing community can get more involved in actively protecting these tremendous clean water resources. Young people can actually take the initiative and lead on their own with the right support, with the right tools, and we're glad to be able to be part of giving that to them.
In the youth program, instead of bringing in lunch every day, the kids use ceramic plates and silverware. So that cuts down on generational trash that they have consistently made. So now we've gone down from a number of garbage bins a day to just one single garbage bin. We have our students bring their own water bottles, and the coaches actually bring out the 5-gallon jugs with a little water pump, so the kids can actually fill their water bottles on the water.
Sailing is not just a sport, but a way to bring people together to accomplish a greater goal, from leadership development to STEM education, while having a positive impact on your environment. It is driving change at a local level, teaching young sailors, and creating a ripple effect in their communities.
So there are many different ways that you can play a part in minimizing your impact on the environment. Today I'm going to share with you some of the tips I've learned along the way. I'm going to talk about composting, recycling your gear, as well as doing a beach cleanup. These are just some of the many things that you can do to create positive change while still enjoying your passion for sailing. Finally, I'm going to give you a little tour of my compost system, which is my latest addition to trying to reduce waste, and specifically food waste. A few weeks ago, we decided to up our environmental game and we decided to make a compost. So come check it out. So we ended up using 100% recycled wood to make this compost bin. And we've been throwing some of the grass from the yard, but also some of our food. We're gonna give you some tips on what to compost and what not to compost. You also don't need this big of a space to actually make a compost. You can have a small bin that you get from any hardware store, or even something maybe you have laying around home. So a few quick tips on composting. Ideally, your compost would have a 2-to-1 ratio of nitrogen versus carbon. Nitrogen would be all the food scraps, while carbon would be any greenery. You can also find online information on what you can and you can't compost when it comes to food. For instance, you don't want to compost meat or dairy, but any veggies or eggshells or anything like that are always welcome. You have to think about what the worms want to eat. Good luck. You can find tons of information online, and hopefully you have a great time doing it. Another thing that you can do, and this is specifically cool for those who like cooking, is finding recipes to make your own bars. Nora and I were amazed by how many bar wraps we went through with just 2 weeks of practice. So we decided we had to find an alternative. So tons of people gave us cool ideas of recipes on how to make our own bars. And what we've been doing is just putting these bars in Tupperwares and bringing them out in the water. Usually they're actually delicious, and it just allows for so many less wraps to end up in landfill. So, this might be something that you want to try to do with your family and explore some recipes, and hopefully you can find one that you really, really like and take those to the regattas. So another way that Nora and I decided to use some of our old sailing gear to repurpose was by sending our old sails to Sea Bags. Sea Bags is a company in Maine that makes bags out of sails, and that's something we did as soon as we started campaigning, and we were also able to get these bags and sell them, and thanks to that we were able to fundraise for our campaign. So that's been a huge way for us to be able to avoid just having old sails in our garage and being able to give sails a new life. About 2 years ago, Nora and I found out that there was a way for us to reuse our old wetsuits and make them into yoga mats. We found out that there was this company in California called Chuga that was actually turning our old wetsuits into yoga mats. So far, they've been able to take 12,000 wetsuits and turn them into yoga mats. That's 12,000 wetsuits that have not ended up in landfill. Another tip is going to be for you to pursue your own initiative. I mean, there's a lot of great ideas out there, and you never know how big of an impact your idea can have. I'm going to tell you a little story about last year when I was preparing for an event in Palma. And I was doing every morning a 30-minute beach clean, and I realized the beach in Palma was extremely dirty. And one day I was at home and I was thinking, man, if we could have all the sailors join into this beach clean, we could really make the beach in Palma look much nicer. So I decided to text some of my friends. I texted Hannah Mills and Yago Lange, 2 Olympians, and said, hey guys, what do you think about doing a beach clean with all the sailors? And what ended up just being a simple text led to the first Olympic-led beach clean, and we had so many people join, and the whole beach just got a total new look, and it was really inspiring and encouraging to see that something so simple as, hey, let's do a beach clean, ended up being a huge movement, which was shared amongst many other people, and hopefully encourage others to do the same. You never know where your idea can lead to, so I encourage all of you to grab onto that idea and develop it and see where it takes you. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it inspired you to reduce waste while still being able to enjoy your passion for sailing. If you're interested in learning more about marine debris, current tides, I encourage you to watch a video by US Sailing and Waterlost. You can find the link to that video under the video description. You sailors at home, remember that you can finish Model 6 lesson by completing the Logbook worksheet. You can find that in the link in the video description. Thank you everybody for joining us today. Remember that you can purchase the Reach book and the Student Logbook on the US Sailing website. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you soon.